Jordan Battle. Really excited. We had high regards for this guy as a safety. Again, coming from Alabama, winner, went there to compete. Went to one of the best high schools, St. Thomas Aquinas in all of America. One of the top high schools, competed there, went to Alabama to compete there with a number of great safeties in order to win championships. So he's not afraid of competition, and then he's getting a chance to come here and help us win championships as well. So we think this guy fits everything that we're about. We sit up here and talk about all the time. This guy's A-plus character, leader on a great team, and is going to be valuable for us as a safety and special teams player in the coming years. So we're excited to have Jordan.
Coach, just about the template, he seems to be kind of a combination of all the, football IQ, played for years. I mean, it's almost like came out of your cookie cutter.
Yeah, it's hard to miss on guys like that. It's when you can stand on the table for their character and their playing experience at a high level in the SEC and all the big games he's played for. And, it's just this is a guy that we're excited was still around here in the third round, and we're able to add him into the mix.
Zac, I know you always say best player available, but why add a safety when you already have so many safeties on the roster?
Again, it's a player that can also help us on special teams, come in and compete at safety. So I don't think you go wrong there adding guys that you think are valuable, that maybe lingered longer than we thought he would, and we're happy to have him.
Is that a guy you could potentially see it? I mean, is he capable of being a starter maybe down the line, give him a year or two, kind of get his feet wet, and then maybe in future is that somebody that can project that way?
I don't think that's anything you ever want to take off the table for any player. They're always competing. We're always playing the best players. But we think he really fits in our locker room and in that safety room. And, we lost two safeties. We added one with Nick Scott. And so now here's another one that you get a chance to add to the room as well. And you return Dax and you return Michael Thomas. And so you feel good about those four guys in that room. And Tyson Anderson as well, who's, coming off an injury last year. So you got five in there that compete.
Miss Reddick on the TV study is a free safety. Do you guys view him as a free safety, or haven't quite figured out if you're playing?
Yeah, that's what he's played. He's done a number of different things at Alabama. Again, another guy that can give us some flexibility. So I'm not so much worried about that. I think we can move him around some, and he'll be comfortable in all of the jobs that we'll ask him to do because he was exposed to so much down there. So I don't worry so much about that.
Lou, for you, what sticks out about him on film, just watching him? What do you really like most about his game on film?
Yeah, he's in position a lot to make plays. He's very rarely out of position. You can see him communicating, which is really important back there, obviously. And you can trust him. You can tell his teammates trust him. Again, rarely out of position, gets guys on the ground. And then the character's off the charts. So that's why he's so intriguing.
How much does the word versatility stick out when you look at a guy like that?
Well, for sure. We're always looking for that, and I think the more jobs they can do, the better, and he certainly, I think, has the potential to do a ton of them.
You've mentioned character, I think, with all three draft picks this weekend. How have you learned to judge that? Are there specific people you'd like to talk to in a guy's life? I mean, is it looking at a guy in the eye? How do you guys judge that particular aspect and have a successful track record of judging people?
It starts with the scouts. They're the ones that, put their feet in the ground and go to the schools and talk to all the people behind the scenes. And so that's where the reports are generated. And that's, that gives us the information we need to continue to move on if we need to. Jordan Battle, there's not a lot more information you need to gather. This was A+ all across the board. We interviewed him at the Combine as a staff, off the charts. That's oftentimes my first impression sometimes of guys, and his first impression was as good as it could get. So that's part of the process. It starts with the scouts, and then if the coaches need to follow up, if you got people well, you want to lean on, and so we try to utilize all that.
We went back to his sophomore math class at St. Thomas Aquinas. He was in the same class with my son, so at St. Thomas. So we went deep on Jordan.
Is that true?
It is.
Okay.
The only reason I know is my son just texted me and told me. I was in Jordan's class at St. Thomas. So
I couldn't tell if you were being sarcastic.
No.
I knew all the information was right. I just didn't know if they lined up correctly.
I mean, I'm just out of curiosity, when you know you have it is one of the best high school programs in the country, how much does that matter at a young age in their development, depending on where they come from? I mean, what kind of impact does that maybe have on them long term?
I don't think you ever ding a guy for that because that's uncontrollable, but it certainly doesn't hurt in this case. So if you've got a guy who's had the highest of expectations at a program like that. That's a good thing. I don't think we'd ever knock a guy if he went to high school that was lesser, but I think you can say plus for having gone through that, because we know that's all. I mean, kids transfer in there to play, and that's as competitive as it gets. Just earn playing time in high school, and then he signed up for it again at Alabama. So that says a lot about what you need to know about him.
Like, you guys obviously didn't take any offensive players here. Did you come into this draft thinking that was a possibility? And I know you're taking the best player every time, but did it feel like something that you thought, look, running back, tight end, those types of positions might be better off? You would want to exploit them on Saturday?
I wouldn't say that that's how you come into it. I think there's scenarios we ran through where this could happen, the opposite could happen, and it could be a mixture. So me personally, I don't come into Thursday thinking, okay, here's how it's going to shake out. We're watching our board and where the guys fall and taking the guys that we think at the moment can help us the best. I don't really go down convincing myself we're probably going to take 3 defensive players with the first 3 picks. I don't ever really, that doesn't cross my mind.
Happy to add another pick, move down and add another pick.
That's a good thing. I think, again, it's, what was it, 6th round? I can't remember the number exactly, but 217. So, that doesn't hurt us to move back 3 spots, and the player that we would have taken at that spot was still there. So we're comfortable with that.
Zach, Clemson, Alabama, and obviously Michigan.
Yeah.
3 championship caliber programs. How does that factor into everything?
Yeah, you're really judging the player. We want the player first of all, but it's a lot of the traits we look for. It's developed at a lot of these great programs, and there's plenty of guys that come from other ones too. But I don't think it hurts that these guys again have played in playoff games. They've played for championships. That's what we want to do. And so I think anytime you can add guys to the locker room that understand what that feeling is, what that standard is, it's a good thing.
Kind of on that note, he checks a lot of your boxes, like played for championships, character, versatility. Like, how clear of a vision do you guys feel like you have now, been together for 5 years, of what you guys are looking for when you add players?
Yeah, clear vision. We've seen the locker room. Our players have seen the locker room. They know guys that fit. They want guys that fit. And, so as you get there in the draft and there's a guy staring in the face that has all this intangible stuff, it becomes very difficult to pass on.
How would you describe the running back landscape now as you guys enter day 3, and what the prospects that are available? I mean, what maybe is intriguing about the selection that's kind of available to y'all if y'all want to go that route?
I still think there's players there at a number of positions that we haven't addressed yet. And so I think that there's going to be value there tomorrow at not only running back, but a couple of other positions as well.
Just to clarify, Lou, you learned about that connection with your text? He just texted you about it?
Yeah, just before I walked in. Yeah, we have a little family group chat, and he said Jordan was in my class. So there we go.
Are you eager to follow up and get more nuggets?
No, I'll leave that one alone.
Can he play the slot, Lou?
Nickel?
Yeah.
He's a safety. Yeah, he's a safety.
We're going to keep him on defense.
Yeah.
I know.
No, I think he meant play slot nickel.
I know what he meant.
Yeah, no,
we know
that's why I said nickel. No, he's a safety.